Welcome to Sky Broking Commodity Weekly Market Commentary. Disclaimer: this weekly market commentary is for information purpose only. Before taking any decision, consult a financial advisor. Major data of this week has economic related data and the major event like US FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday. Now let's see the precious metals outlook. Gold and silver has news like India, the world's second biggest bullion consumer, raised its basic import duty on gold to 15% from 10%. Bullion bulls were wounded for a third straight week by the Fed's rate cudgel as policymakers at the central bank showed no backing down in their aim to tame the inflation beast by doubling the Fed funds before the end of the year. Fundamentally, this is a mixed news for precious metals, and technically speaking, gold may expect a high volatility trade in between 50,050 to 53,271. Silver may expect a volatility trade. Now let's see the energy outlook. First is crude oil. It has a news like storms from the Atlantic hurricane season are expected to head toward the US Gulf Coast of Mexico in the coming weeks. Fundamentally, this is a slight positive news for crude oil, and technically speaking, crude oil may expect a wide range-bound trade in between 8,190 to 8,757 levels. Next is natural gas. It has a news like the US natural gas storage is expected to stay in a deficit of 300 billion cubic feet or more of its 5-year average due to underproduction of natural gas this year. Fundamentally, this is a positive news for natural gas, and technically speaking, until natural gas has a close above 502 levels, which means profit booking is to be continued. So these are this week's energy outlook. Now let's see the base metals outlook. First is copper. It has a news like copper TCRC's dip and it reached to 3-month low. This is fundamentally a negative news for copper, and technically speaking, copper remains in negative rally and it is possible to test 646 levels by positionally. Next is aluminum. It has a news like aluminum billet premiums continue to trend downward globally amid weakening sentiment and increasing supplies. This is fundamentally a slight negative news for aluminum, and technically speaking, aluminum expect a mild short covering rally. Next is lead. It has a news like goods holders were less interested in selling after SHFE lead prices slumped, and the spot discounts narrowed from a day ago. The discounts offered by smelters also narrowed. The downstream purchased on demand. This is fundamentally a negative news for lead, and technically speaking, lead may expect a mild recovery from lower levels. Next is zinc. It has a news like LME zinc prices falls by 4%. Base metals struggle to find upward momentum. This is fundamentally a negative news for zinc, and technically speaking, zinc may expect a mild recovery from lower levels. And the last is nickel. It has a news like nickel ore prices also moved down amid a bearish downstream stainless steel market. This is fundamentally a slight negative news for nickel, and technically speaking, nickel may expect a negative consolidation phase. So these are this week's Commodity Weekly Market Commentary. For account opening, click the link in the description box below. Thank you by Sky Broking.